I'm sure many of you have noticed in your local stores or online that big is back. Exaggerated sleeves, oversized collars, puffiness, frills, it's all back in fashion. And whilst it's a very pretty trend, it can be a very tricky style to wear, which is why I'm going to show you a few variations of this style if it's something that you would like to get into this spring, summer. So the one I'm wearing today is actually an old one. So this is not new, this is an old one from COS, but I'm going to demonstrate the 4 different styles plus the one I'm wearing on me today so that I can talk you through what styles to maybe look for depending on your body shape, and then of course what styles to avoid or to be cautious of depending on your shape. So this one obviously is a very exaggerated shoulder. You've got this double sort of frill going all the way from the shoulder line down to the elbow, and it is a nice high neck. So this is a really good style for my body shape, which is smaller in my upper body, smaller busted, and I like the fact that it gives me an exaggerated shoulder. So when I tuck it into something high-waisted like I am today, it really gives me that nice in-out hourglass sort of shape. However, beware, if you are someone who is big busted and very broad shouldered, I think this is going to make you look a bit like a gridiron player. So this is the whole thing about this style. It's about making sure the ruffles work for you in the right position, or making sure the collar sits in the right way. And I've chosen 4 new season blouses from Zara that I'm actually going to try on myself. Now they're all made of 100% cotton, as is this one. Now unfortunately COS, where I bought this one from a few years ago, do not have an online store, and obviously being in Melbourne I can't get into the shop. So I don't know whether they would have something similar, but I do find the COS cotton is very, very good quality. The only thing I will say with something like this, and to be honest probably with all the styles I'm going to show you today, they are a bit of a pain in the ass to wash because they clearly need a lot of ironing. So all I did today, because I don't think I've worn this since I washed it, so obviously all these frills were sort of, you know, all scrunched up. So I do have a little hand steamer, and I just sort of gave it a light steam. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I actually think it's brushed up quite well. Okay, so that's number 1. So anything with this very exaggerated ruffle or detail on the shoulder is really good if you are narrow up top. So smaller bust, maybe narrower on the shoulders. Typical pear shape, so smaller up top, wider on the bottom, because it's really good for creating that balance. All right, let's move to the next one. Okay, my first shirt in the Zara haul. Now, these shirts are all new season. By the time I post this IGTV, I will check if anything's still available, and I'll pop all the links and I'll put some comments here for each particular shirt. So this is a lovely color. It's more of a salmon pink color, which is really, really pretty. And let me talk you through the style. So it's quite different. So this one's got a full blousey sleeve with quite an exaggerated cuff there. You've got a little bit of puckering, a little bit of pleating on the shoulder line. You've got a button-up collar, but have a look at the positioning of the ruffle. So if you are bigger busted, broader shouldered, this is actually a good style for you to try this trend, because as you can see, there's a clean line on the shoulder, so there's no exaggerated puffiness, there's no gathering, and there's no ruffle on the shoulder. So giving you a nice clean line, so it's not going to exaggerate a broad shoulder anymore. And also strategically, you can see that the ruffle is not over the bust, which is also a really good thing. So the ruffle essentially sort of runs horizontally across the body, which I think is quite flattering. So this is a slightly cropped style. I have got it tucked in. I do think that, and you'll see probably I'm going to keep the same jeans and shoes on, and I will probably tuck most of the shirts in, because I think that's what gives the shirt balance. Unless you're someone that's really tall and wiry, slim, who can get away with wearing something like this untucked, I personally think they work better tucked in. And then of course, when we tuck into the waist, we get that nice balance, because of course, the whole style is very oversized and very exaggerated. So this is a really pretty one. It's a great color, beautiful with denim. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, so now we're moving into the baby blues. I should also mention that all of the shirts I'm wearing a size small, and I'll let you know how the sizing is in each style. So the salmon, I would say, is very true to size, and I would say this one is as well. It's a slightly neater cut through the body, and I thought I would actually wear this one untucked so you can see that it's actually quite short. So the key points to this shirt, you've got a nice sort of puff sleeve, but again, it's not too puffy. And instead of having a button down detail here, you've got a nice shirred elasticated cuff. So that's nice because it allows you to move it up and down. And remember, showing off forearms is always a very slimming look. What I like about this shirt is that you've got the ruffle around the neck. So it's almost a little bit like a mandarin collar here. And then the very small ruffle runs diagonally down the body, which is really, really flattering. And then it's very flat. What I also like about this one, if you're bigger busted, you can also undo the buttons and you can potentially wear it a little bit open like that. So I will give it a little bit of a tuck just so you can see the difference. I think this particular shirt, because it's got enough of the volume to be fashionable, to follow the trend, but it's not too overwhelming. So I think this particular style would be really nice on petite. So if you're someone who's petite, 5'4", 5'5" and under, and you don't want to feel too overwhelmed by this style, I think this one's quite a good one. Okay, next. So one of the key colours for this spring summer, and probably my favourite, is this lilac. How pretty is this? So again, we've got a very different style. I'm also wearing the small, and as you can see, it's a much neater fit, but I would still say it's fairly true to size, because the idea for this one is that the fittedness of the body balances out the fullness of the sleeve. So here you've got essentially a traditional shirt in the body, a button-up collar, and very fitted. So you can see you've got darts through the front and the back that give it that lovely shape. So if you're someone who is quite slim through your body and you want to show that off, this would be a really nice style. And then you've got almost like the double puff. So you've got the puff sleeve here with some elastic through here, and then it falls all the way to the nice cuff detail. What I like about this also, again, if you don't love things buttoned up, you can wear it unbuttoned. So if you're bigger busted, open up the collar line, create a bit more of a V-neck, and I think that would work really well. I think this one might be my favourite thus far, and just before I take it off, I might take this opportunity to show you. Now, this is not Zara. I have been dying, I haven't even worn it yet. Look at this, what a beautiful match. This is a beautiful skirt from Philly's stable down in Albert Park that I bought online a couple of weeks ago. And we weren't sure with the sizing. I got the size, it was too big, so we exchanged it. And it's from a Danish designer. I'll pop the details here. It is absolutely stunning, and I think that is a match made in heaven. So this one I specifically ordered for my big busted curvy ladies out there, and also those of you who like to cover up your tummy area. How gorgeous is this? So it has all the elements of the new style. It's got the gorgeous big puffy sleeve, but it's got a 3/4 sleeve, which is really flattering. It's got a button-up collar, so you can wear it unbuttoned or all the way to the top. But the best thing about this is this lovely waist detail. So I might just untie it for a second. So basically you've got these two pieces of fabric either side, and this is really good for if you've got a nice hourglass shape, because it's really going to enhance your waistline. But even if you don't have a natural waist or much of a waist, this is a really good opportunity to help create one, because as you can see, if I just pull that in nice and tight, now the fullness on the shoulders, giving my shoulders a little bit of a bit of width, then balances out by coming in nice and neatly at the waist. The fact that this can tie over the tummy is also great for those of you who, whilst when you accentuate your waist, you can feel like your stomach is a little bit on show, and I get that problem too. So this is a really lovely way to create shape, but then just really simply fall over the stomach for a little bit of camouflage. Now this one I've worn untucked, but I am also going to wear it tucked in. The other thing that you can do with this tie is that if, like the last shirt, maybe you just want a clean front, so simply tie it at the back. So then you get that lovely clean, I'll just do a quick knot. So then you get that lovely cleanness at the front, but you've still got the exaggerated sleeve, and you get that lovely detail at the back. And let's just see if this can tuck in as well. I think even if you did the tuck in and then you still brought that around the front, maybe you could do a little bit of a side like that. Yeah, see that's, and then tuck in the back. This is actually a very versatile shirt. I quite like this one too. So again, 100% cotton. Okay ladies, I am going to give you all the details of all the styles. Hopefully there is some available. Obviously, you know, depending on the style, some sizes start at an extra small and go all the way through to an extra large. I would say though, with all of the shirts that I've shown you today, that they're pretty spot on size. So go with your true size of what you normally buy. So just for your reference, my upper body can tend to swing between an 8 to a 10, but I bought the small in line with being a 10, and I would say they're true to size, but are on the neat side. So they're certainly not oversized, but I think that's the whole point with this style of shirt, is you don't want it too oversized, because the whole point of the shirt is to be quite exaggerated in the first place. All right, well there you go. I hope you've enjoyed my little Zara haul. I may have got a couple of other little things to show you a bit later on. I am now going to decide which I'm going to keep. I think the front runner is the Lilac. This is coming a close second, but do I need it? Probably not. And let me know what you think. See you soon.